In the quiet village of Ndalama, every person knew one ancient rule: never cross the spirit boundary after sunset. The elders repeated it like a heartbeat, their voices trembling whenever the wind rustled the tall savanna grass. No one questioned the rule until the night of the red moon. A strange drumbeat echoed from the forest, slow and heavy, like the earth itself was calling. The villagers gathered near the fires, whispering. Children hid behind their mothers. Even the hunters felt cold fear touch their bones. But a group of young men, bold and restless, laughed at the warnings. "These are old stories," one said. "Spirits do not walk among us." Elder Moyo's eyes darkened. "Do not break what the ancestors set in place." The drumbeat grew louder. The forest glowed faintly, as if something waited, ignoring every trembling voice. The young men stepped past the spirit boundary. Everything changed the moment their feet touched forbidden ground. The air shifted. The wind stopped. Even the insects fell silent. A strange smell, sweet yet rotten, moved through the trees. The young men froze, their bravery turning thin. Behind them, the village watched with dread. Elder Moyo whispered ancient words, pressing his staff into the soil as if trying to hold the spirits back. Inside the forest, shadows twisted unnaturally. Soft whispers floated around the boys. Voices that sounded like children, and yet not human at all. The tallest boy, Yarrow, tried to turn back, but the path behind them had disappeared, swallowed by darkness. Then the drumbeat returned, but it was different, faster, angry, echoing deep beneath the earth. Something was coming at the forest edge. Bright white eyes opened in the darkness. The spirits had awakened, and they were not pleased. As the glowing eyes moved closer, the earth trembled. The young men dropped to their knees, realizing too late that legends were not just stories. A mist rose from the ground, swirling around them. Like cold fingers, from the mist, a towering figure appeared, half human, half shadow, wearing a crown of bones and leaves. His voice thundered like distant storms. "Why have you broken the rule of the ancestors?" Back in the village, Elder Moyo collapsed, gripping his chest. "The guardian spirit has risen," he gasped. "The old pact is broken." The spirit lifted his staff of twisted branches, and the forest began to pulse with a ghostly light. Images of ancient times flashed before the boys' tribal warriors making their first pact, promising never to disturb the spirits after dark. "It was made for your protection." The guardian growled, "You have forgotten." The forest darkened again. Punishment was coming. The boys cried out as vines burst from the ground, wrapping around their legs like living snakes. Their strength meant nothing. Their pride meant nothing. The spirits dragged them deeper into the forest, where even daylight never reached. At the village, panic erupted. Drums sounded warnings. Mothers wailed. Warriors rushed to gather spears, though everyone knew no weapon could fight a spirit. Elder Moyo forced himself upright. "We must go to the mountain of echoes. Only the ancestor stone can speak for us now." The villagers followed him, climbing through the cold night, guided only by moonlight and fear. From the forest came distant cries, the cries of the captured, voice and a booming roar that shook the trees. When the villagers reached the mountain top, the wind stopped. The ancestor stone glowed faintly. Moyo placed his hand on it and whispered, "Great ones, forgive us." The stone cracked. A bright beam shot from the cracked stone into the sky, calling the guardian spirit. The ground shook as he appeared before the villagers, towering and furious. His eyes glowed like fire beneath water. "You dare call upon the ancestors after breaking their sacred rule," he thundered. The villagers fell to their knees. Elder Moyo stepped forward, trembling but unbroken. "Punish me, guardian. Leave the children." They acted in ignorance. The guardian raised his staff. Ignorance does not erase consequence. Thunder rolled. A wave of cold swept over the mountain. Suddenly, the captured boys appeared beside the spirit, pale and shaking, their eyes filled with terror. The guardian pointed at the village below. Your land will suffer drought. Your rivers will dry. Unless you restore respect for the old ways, the sky darkened, lightning cracked the earth. Everyone waited for the final judgment. Just as the mountain seemed ready to split open, a warm voice echoed through the night soft. Ancient and full of sorrow, another spirit appeared, glowing gold and gentle. It was the ancestor mother, keeper of mercy, guardian. She said, "They have remembered fear, but let them also remember wisdom." The guardian lowered his staff. The thunder faded. The boys collapsed into their families' arms, weeping. The ancestor mother spoke to the village, "Respect the old rules, for they were written through suffering. The spirits do not punish to destroy, but to teach." She touched the earth, and the mountain healed. The rivers below began to flow again. When dawn came, the villagers gathered, humble and silent. Elder Moyo told them, "A rule made by the ancestors is not a chain, it is protection." From that day, no one crossed the spirit boundary at night. Moral, respect ancient wisdom, for it carries the lessons of those who walked before us.